welcome to the course Probability and Statistics, and today's our topic is measles and dispersal. In previous topic we studied mean, median and mode. It means measures of central tendency, but in this lecture we will study measures of dispersal. In measures of dispersion, we will study range, variance and standard deviation of raw data. As we know that we have already an idea of mean, median and mode, prim range, mid-range, etc. So we will discuss variance and standard deviation and range, mid-range in this lecture. Now first we discuss what is range. The measures of dispersion which is easiest to understand and easiest to calculate. The range is defined by the lowest observation minus largest observation minus smallest observation. Same way we can say the mean deviation. Mean deviation means deviation of any variable from the mean. So the formula of the mean deviation x bar is equal to absolute value of xi minus x bar upon n. Mean deviation with the frequency, then we associate the frequency value with the random variable, and you get here fi absolute value of xi minus x bar upon n. And for continuous frequency distribution, same formula will be here. The data will be in our continuous mode and the discrete mode. And the variances, if x1, x2, xn be the n observation and x bar is the mean, the variances can be denoted by the sigma square, and the sigma square is equal to 1 upon n xi minus x bar the whole of square. And standard deviation can be written as the square root of variance. Next we come to the percentage of coefficient of variation. The formula of coefficient of variation can be written as standard deviation into 100 upon the mean. Here we have taken some numerical related to mean deviation, and as we know the formula of mean deviation when the frequency is associated with the random variable is fi upon absolute value of xi minus x bar upon f of I. Then you see here the mean value is equal to 8, and after solving it with the formula you get the value 2.95. Another question, you have to find the value of variance at standard deviation when the raw data is given here. First you have to find the mean of the data, and you are getting here mean of the data is equal to 55, and after it you get a variance, and the variance is equal to xi minus x bar the whole of square upon n. After computing this numerical, and you get answer 66.2 for the variance, and the square root of 66.2 gives you 8.13, and that is known as standard deviation. Next I have taken an example for the grouped data. You have to find the variances for the grouped data. Formula is same, but you have to see here you have taken class interval and frequency. So first you find the value of the mean as earlier you have already computed, and then directly apply the formula with the fi xi minus x bar whole of square upon f of I. Now we have taken another example for calculating the variance, and you are comparing here the two factory A and B, and the bulk for most consistent for the point of view of length of life. So for this you have to find the coefficient of variation, and you have to calculate the coefficient of variation between factory A and factory B. The same way procedure is same, only you have to find the coefficient of variation. Next, the range is, as already discussed, range is a difference between the highest and the lowest value. Now the coefficient of range is xm minus x naught upon xm plus x naught. To calculate the range of 9 students, you can also find, because highest value is 48 and lowest value is 32, then range is 48 minus 32, and you apply the coefficient of range, that is equal to xm minus x naught upon xm plus x naught. Next is quartile deviation, and the quartile deviation can be written as q3 minus q1 by 2, and the same way the coefficient of quartile deviation can be expressed as q3 minus q1 upon q3 plus q1. All of you have to learn these formulas. Now for the same value of above data, we can find the quartile deviation as q3 minus q1 by 2 by taking as q3 and q1. The formula is given here. Simply write down the value, solve the numerical value and write down the value. You will get the formula of quartile deviation and the coefficient of quartile deviation. Your answer will be 0.11. Next, that is very important. All of you must have to learn what are movement. The arithmetic mean of rth power of the deviation taken either from the mean or the origin from the r called the mean movements. This is rth power of deviation. You have two movements, two kind of movements. Either you are taken from the mean, movements from the mean, and the movements from the origin. Movement about mean, or sometimes it is called the central movements, and it is given by the formula this. Both of the movements are given here. You can take for sample and you can take for the population. The formula is given here for ungrouped data and for grouped data, for sample and for the population. Here the formula for sample is given here. Mu1 is equal to 0, mu2 is equal to m2 dash minus m1 dash square, m3 is equal to this, and m4 is equal to this. And for population, same formula will be used, only the difference of the symbol will be used, because mu is used for the population and m is used for the sample. Next we come to the point of skewness. What is skewness? It is a skewness, it is a lack of symmetry and around the central value. So there are two kinds of skewness, either a positive skewness or negative skewness. Skewness is said to be positive if mean is greater than the median and median is greater than the mode. Skewness is said to be positive if Q3 plus Q2 minus twice of median is greater than 0. These are the characteristics of positive skewness. And for negative skewness, the mean is greater than median is greater than mode. Reverse condition will be followed, and in every cases the reverse condition will be taken as a positive skewness. So the graph will be tilted towards the left side, or you can say towards the negative side. Next topic is kurtosis. This is very important. This is degree of peakedness. How peak your graph is this. This is a normal curve that we have taken in generally. Three kind of kurtosis are here: leptokurtic, mesokurtic, and plutocurtic. If beta 2 is greater than 3, then the distribution is known as leptokurtic, and if beta 2 is equal to 3, then it is said to be a mesokurtic, and if beta 2 is less than 3, then the distribution is said to be a platypurtic. Then the measures of skewness can be related, can be defined as beta 2 can be written as m4 upon m2 square. Here you can write the summary of the movements, because m2 dash is said to be a mean, m1 dash is said to be a mean, m2 is said to be a variance, b1 or beta 2 is a measures of skewness, and beta 2 is said to be a measures of kurtosis. Here I have taken some numerical problem to find the measures of skewness and kurtosis. I have taken this group data, and by using the table you will directly use the formula of taking the moments. First you will find the moment, and after that if you are getting the value of moment, simply apply to the formula of skewness and kurtosis. You will get the measures of skewness and kurtosis directly. Now I am summarizing this lecture again. In today's lecture we learned measures of dispersion, and in this we have learned what is range, what is variance, what is standard deviation, movements, kurtosis, and skewness. Thank you. We will again meet for the next topic.